On this episode of Line,
It's the Red Roof Flower Farm now.
the Red Roof Flower Farm. The peonies are opening faster than the stand can sell them, which means it's time for the first farmer's market of the year. But the market is tomorrow and there's still lots to do. Will I make it in time? Stay tuned to find out. This is going to be my first farmer's market in 2025, and I can't wait. Now, I would be lying if I said that there wasn't some mixed emotions. I am also nervous because this is the first market that I will go to since I have publicly transitioned. And if you want to know awkward conversations, try telling people that you've changed your name and that you've transitioned. You're like, oh, that's like social anxiety inducing. But the good thing about my version of social anxiety is that it's almost entirely focused on before the event and not during the event. So I'm sure once I get to the farmer's market, I'll feel, comfortable and I'll be around friends. And everybody's been really supportive, so I'm not super worried, but I am feeling some level of anxiety. Other than that, the peonies are looking great. The variety that I have right now, this cream colored one that's quite large, it's the earliest peony in the area as far as I can tell. So I'm really hoping that I get to the farmer's market with my peonies before there's any competition, because a lot of farms do have peonies and do bring them. Whenever you can be first to market, that's when you can really make a good money on your crop. I've seen lots of you commenting about how I need to store my peonies for later sales, and I do agree. I want to talk about that a little bit. But this first variety, I want them to open up and sell them like that because I want something to sell, basically, is what it is. I want to go to the farmer's market. I want to start working the rust out of the system. I want to have a big full stand. If I'm just kind of picking more to store, then, I don't really have anything. The display at the market is going to be color limited. There will be some red ones and then mostly these cream ones. That's all that I'll have available. I've got other white peonies that bloom later in the season that I can try to store for the later parts of the year. Also, Sarah Bernhardt's, which are the latest blooming peony that I've come across so far, and kind of like how this cream one blooms really early compared to everything else, I find that the Sarah Bernhardt's are blooming really late as compared to everything else. So last year, I'll show you. We'll take a little trip up here. So last year, in the stuff that I planted, at least half of them are Sarah Bernhardt's. You can see they need a good weed right now, and they are significantly smaller than even the stuff from year 2. But my long-term plan with the peonies is to have my Sarah Bernhardt's lasting me kind of into the mid-July region if I need it that late, so that kind of gives you that transition into annual production, because I'm going to be having all these greenhouses going, so I'm going to try to get an early start on zinnias and snapdragons and stuff like that. I'm hoping by mid-July that a lot of my annuals can start coming online and I can start shifting away from the perennial production. Roses obviously are going to be coming online by then as well. So I do have a plan to store peonies in the future. This year, I'm less concerned about it because I'm not going to be selling to any florists or anything like that this year. I'm going to be focused on getting the farm set up for next year and learning and building this YouTube channel, getting my Airbnb going. There's all this other stuff. So I'm just not going to take on another endeavor to try to communicate with florists, which means that, yes, I do need some peonies for focal flowers later on, but it's more it looks like this whole field. If you look in here and see all the buds, there's so many buds. They're all looking like they're at a more similar point. They all look like they're going to bloom at a similar time compared to these cream ones. So I want to do a farmer's market. If I started harvesting those for like later storage, then like what's that really going to do? They're going to last me until all of these other ones are going full, and then I need the space and I've got more flowers than I can deal with anyways. There's another thing. This is just like something that I've noticed. People obviously want their bouquets to look fresh, and people do look for that when they're buying. But the only people that really go after like a really closed up bouquet that's like just starting to open are like older ladies. They're like, I'm like, yeah, you're picking the ones that have the most vase life for sure. But if like they're just starting to open, there's lots of time to enjoy a bouquet like that as well. And I'm trying to put because I'm putting 4 of these peonies in a bouquet, and so I put like one that's kind of like more open, on the more open side, and then a couple that are like opening, and then one that's kind of like on the newer side, like so that you have a little bit of a delay and the bouquet lasts longer. Even if you have to get rid of that first one, you've got other blooms that are going to come online as it sits in the vase. Basically what I'm saying is these first flowers, these first peonies, my concern with them is to get selling, and I want blooms to sell, because if people can't see what they're buying, then in general they don't. So I want them to be opening up, because I want to get people's attention at the farmer's market. I guarantee if you go to the farmer's market with what would be perfect for lots of people who know like a lot about flowers, the like closed up, just ready to open, if you go with those, sure, some people are going to be really happy to get that bouquet, but you're not going to sell as much in total as you would if you went with flowers that were opening, and that maybe that other customer would be like, this is a little bit old. It's a farmer's market. People still say great things about the vase life of the flowers that come off this farm, and so that's just what I have noticed in selling. It may or may not be true in your market. I noticed that every single farmer's market has a different customer. Every customer has a different education level around the product. So, everything's very regional is what I'm getting at. But in my region, I noticed that that's what sells better. Okay, some other stuff to talk about peonies. This year's production is still going to be limited compared to next year's. Next year, I wouldn't be surprised if I have like twice the blooms. Certainly, like, I don't think the blooms will be 1-to-1, where like the bloom off of a second year plant. This is a second year plant, and so it looks like there's kind of like 4 or so buds coming out of each plant, but a lot of them are pretty small, right, and not super valuable. And then you compare that to a bud like this in a third year plant. That is much larger. Not only am I getting more buds off of the third year plant, but I'm also getting larger buds. And I know that you're supposed to wait 4 years before you're really harvesting off your peonies, but I'm not going to. So get over it. I am going to make some money off of these now, and if it slows them down a little bit in the long run, I'm going to have tons of peonies next year. It doesn't matter. It won't affect me in the long run. As far as what my expectations for this market are, I want to bring at least 50 bouquets. That's $1,000 worth of sales if I sold out, which I don't necessarily think I will. I don't know where I'm going to be in the market yet, because they've already drawn the map, and then I asked this morning, can I just sneak in? So, I don't know where they're going to put me, but they said that they've got a space for me. But yeah, if I can get 50 bouquets, which I don't think should be a problem. The other day when I harvested, I got 18, and it really didn't take me that long to put them together. And then this time I can go through and get some of the red ones as well. And if I'm a bit short, it doesn't matter, because like I said, I think I could probably sell, my goal is to sell 500. Like, I love these peonies, but I don't know if the color, like if these were coral ones, then yeah, of course, right? I think I need signage that says like peonies. Peonies are like an event onto themselves, right? Like, people really do love peonies. And I'm just really excited, because like I've been scared about going to the farmer's market since I transitioned. I started coming out to people like a year and a half ago or so now. Like, it's been a while, but it started just with like kind of like people that were close to me, and then kind of like expanded. So, by the time I made videos, I had been kind of out to some people for close to a year. But I haven't I haven't come out to the farmer's market yet. I did talk to the market manager, and she's really great. And I said, I told her what my deal was, kind of like in the new year, and that I had transitioned, I was going by a different name, like all that kind of stuff, all the gossip. And I was like, this is not a secret. Please tell everybody, because honestly, the most awkward part about like when you have gossip about yourself that you have to tell people, but it's kind of nice when the word has already spread. Then it's just like people already know, they've already got over the shock value, and I can just relax. But other than that, I've got a lot to do. If I didn't go to this market, I could get some other stuff done, but I think it's really important to go to the farmer's market because I need money, and so I'm making that a priority. Usually a flower rule is that things look better in odd numbers. And I've been putting 4 peonies in my bunches, but I really like the $20 price point. And I could put 3 in there and then put some greenery, but I really don't have much available for greenery right now other than raspberries and cherries, which I could do in infinite amounts, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I want to put those in. I like the peony bunch look better, and I think it looks like very high end. So, I get to do what I want, and that's what I'm gonna do. But I will show you a quick little tour of all the stuff that's growing on the farm right now. Update from the stand. Look, I only have 1 bouquet left. I think I made 18 of them yesterday, and 6 sold yesterday. And then it looks like 11 have sold today, so that's pretty good. I got a bunch more peonies harvested now, so I think I need to turn those into bouquets right away. Not all of them, just enough to get the stand filled back up. And let's see if I got some money here. Money! Oh my god. Okay, there we go. 8 more bouquets ready to go up front. That took me about like 10 minutes. It was so quick. I was just grabbing 4 and putting them together. Peonies really do go together quickly, and they also harvest really quickly. I got 4 buckets here that were all quite full. I don't know how many stems I got. Let's see. I got So I've got about 400 stems so far harvested. It took me like an hour or something, you know, just a little bit over an hour. Super quick. Peonies are so easy. So if you are thinking that I'm not going to be able to keep up with peonies, sorry to burst your bubble, but they really aren't that hard to keep up with. As long as I can sell them, then I will get them harvested in time. And, you know, like none of these I'm going to like save for the long term because, you know, in 2 weeks I'm going to have more peonies coming than I can, you know, possibly sell at once. So why would I save some for 2 weeks from now? Just going to sell these now, and then I'll deal with that big glut of peonies in a little while, and then I'll try to like start putting some aside. But for these ones, I think I can do it just with the stand and the market tomorrow. Oh, why didn't I bring my golf cart down here? I gotta actually walk. Okay, I've got everything that I've harvested so far turned into bunches. I think there's about 35 bouquets right there so far. And I brought 8 up to the stand earlier because I've already sold, let's see, I've sold 17 as of that moment in the kind of like half of yesterday and then half of today. So that's a pretty good start. And with the long weekend, I can expect some more sales from the stand. I do try to prioritize the stand over the market because, you know, those are my money customers, the ones that can come back all the time. So I always want to have lots available for them. But I guess that means that I probably won't be able to bring 50 down to the market. I'm going to go down and see how much more I can harvest. And yeah, I'll just keep plugging away. I'm not going to wrap these right away though. I'm going to wait until a little later. I'll do it all at once because I want to go out there and get harvesting again. I want to see how many bouquets I can make. Okay, here we go. It's right around 8 o'clock now. I'm feeling pretty confident. I've got, I don't know, 35 bouquets or so already arranged, and I've got the rest of the cream ones that I'm going to harvest for this weekend. I've got them harvested. I'm going to do some of the red ones right now, but I'm keep being like, oh, I don't think these are going to open yet. So I'm going to do that thing, which I've never tried before, where you dip the flower buds in hot water for like a little bit, and then you leave them in the hot water, and supposedly they open up really quickly. So I'm going to try that out, see how it goes, and, you know, then maybe I can have some red bouquets tomorrow. The stand has sold very well today. I've been trying to do math, and I'm like, what is going on in my head? Am I having like little mini strokes or something? Because I'm like trying to do basic math to figure out how many bouquets I have sold today, and I can't for the life of me do the math. Yesterday, okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, I think I sold 11 plus 4 or 5. So like somewhere around 300 bucks worth of bouquets. Yesterday I sold like $120 worth of bouquets. Tomorrow's Saturday, so I'm anticipating another busy day, and I could still sell a bit more. There's like, I think 5 bouquets left in the stand right now, and so I do need to stock it up for tomorrow. That's where my head is at. So right now I am going to harvest some of those red ones, and then I'm going to go put my kids to bed, and then I'm gonna come back out here and I'm gonna pack my truck and finish up the bouquets. I gotta do the wrapping and, you know, that little bit of arranging. Got a little bit of sunshine here still, so I'm gonna enjoy that and get to work. I'm here. I don't need too many bouquets. That's it. I'm just telling you. Like I'm really only going for, I don't know, 10 at the most. Not that many. Not that many red bouquets. Okay. Oh, did I bring snips? I really like having this little golf cart because it means I don't have to like forget stuff all the time. I can just keep all the stuff that I need in the golf cart. It's always available. It's like perfect for my ADHD brain. All right, I'm gonna get to it. All right, that was very quick. Didn't take very long, and I got another bucket full of the red ones. So I'm gonna go do that thing, and then I'll mark the time, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get these ones to open up for tomorrow. Nice and good. Well, I'm lucky because here in my sink, I've got this one plumbed into my hot water tank over here. So I've got hot water, but I don't want to make it steamy hot. So I'm gonna mix in some cold. It's only supposed to be warm, and that's pretty hot. Okay, that's enough of you. All right. Hey, don't you just stop. Okay, that's warm. Right there. Okay, let's see what happens. Step 1 is warm water. Step 2 is dip the peony flower into the water and then rub with a paper towel or cloth of some sort. So that's what I'm about to do. All right, you have volunteered to be the first. There you go. There's only 2 more steps and they're easy. One is cut the stems at a 45 degree and then put them in the warm water and let them sit there for a while. So I'm not going to show you the cutting because it's like, come on, you know what it looks like to cut at 45 degree. I'll check back in with you in a little while and we'll see how everything looks. It's 11 p.m. now, and are you ready for it? Drum roll, please. Oh my God, look at them. They all look so good. They all look so good. There's some more over here too. These ones are the ones for the stand. So there's 10 here, and then over here there is. So I was hoping to bring 1,000 to the market. 44 is only $880 worth. So I either have to raise my prices, which I'm not going to do, or I have to sell some of these red ones. But I don't know. Look, I did this like time lapse thing. Got this camera, can do these like super long time lapses. I was like, it'll be all cool, and then it'll show these like peonies opening up after I like did this thing with them. But I've been vase testing this red variety inside my house for a while, and in a week, it's hardly even like changed at all. So I'm just like stressed because those, I'm not sure if they're gonna open up or not, but I'm gonna put some together and I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow. I'm sure that they will eventually open up. But I am like really tired and I still have a lot of work to do and I don't want to film it. Filming is a lot of work. Do you believe me that I'm gonna put those in the truck and you just like pretend that I showed you that I did it? And then maybe I'm gonna sleep in and I'll say hello in the morning after some sleep. Not much though. Okay, I'm gonna make some of those bouquets. I'm gonna, so that I get to 50 to bring to the market. And then I'll go inside and, get cleaned up, get ready for tomorrow, get a few hours of sleep, and then I'll probably have to set like 5 alarms for myself so I don't sleep through them tomorrow. But then I will ride the wave of excitement as I, get back to markets, right? Yep. I'm going. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hey, I've been up for a little bit now. I had to water all my seedlings. Didn't quite get everything done yesterday, but the truck is packed and I'm feeling good. I'm still nervous. But look at this. Ooh, they look so good. Look at all of them. And then there's a few red ones up front. And then the truck's all packed in the back. I gotta go turn the lights on in the roadside stand. Then I gotta have a shower and then I'm off. Beep, 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 beep. I'm doing pretty good for time. I got an hour until I normally leave the market. Just because it was my first market of the year, I wanted to make sure that I gave myself a little extra time. Oh, here, look. Hi chickens, how are you doing? Look at me, I'm up with you in the morning. I'm doing all right for time. I haven't found very much of my signage. And I don't really feel like looking for it, so I'm just gonna kind of grab some paper and I'll make some signs up when I get there. But yeah, let's go take a look at the stand. So there's 16 bouquets in the stand, and yeah, that should be enough to, get me back before they sell out. And then if I gotta harvest some more, I do. I don't know what I'm gonna sell today. I'm really only aiming for about $500 from the market. It's just hard to say this time of year. Mother's Day was just last weekend, so a lot of people's flower budget is kind of like not there, but then peonies aren't an occasion onto themselves. And these ones look so good. Will people show up? Will there be like a lot of people there? I don't know. First market of the year. And so I'm just going to go there and find out, have fun, break the ice on going to the market. I'll see you when I'm there. There's so many flowers!
Oh, bring me back to that day. I had all of this waiting ahead. It kills to be halfway alive since I had you, and one till I see you again. I don't mind spending a little time away, but want your hands and our pixels on a web, down with this internet. I run and I run, call you up, you're on the other side. Say my name, kiss my name, believe no more. It's like we're right here, then I realize, how can I have you when we're worlds apart? Say my name, we're not here, can only go so far.
I'm all set up. I'm excited. It looks pretty good. I I didn't bring so many things. I didn't bring my signage. I didn't bring all my tables. I didn't bring all of my stands to do another level. I don't care. I'm just happy to be here, and I knew I was going to forget lots of stuff. So, anyways, it's about half hour till the market opens. So no sales yet, but peonies look good. So let's see what happens. Okay, we're about halfway through the market now, and yeah, I've sold about half of my bouquets so far, so feeling really good because I was, anticipating that maybe I'd only sell $500 or $600 today in total, and I'm already right around there, so there's no complaints. People are loving the peonies, and lots of people are buying 2 bouquets when they're buying them, so that always really helps the numbers go up fast.
No, your jacket pocket.
Yeah. Everybody's also being really nice and accepting, so that makes me feel good. I am no longer feeling stressed, so just gonna sit back and enjoy the rest of the market, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Do you mind if Auntie has please?
I just didn't even think of it.
No, that's a
Rationing.
Well, that's the sound of the bell, which means the market is over, and as you can see, I have a very empty table. It came with 50 bouquets, and I've only got 4 left. That's $920, which means that I'm definitely going to sell over 1,000 today with the roadside stand. I don't know how many bouquets I have left there yet, and I had 16 in the stand this morning. I don't think I've sold all of those yet, but I'll probably have to make some more when I get home and top it up, which is good. That's I'm tired and I want to go to bed, but I'd rather be making bouquets if that means that they're all sold. So the work does not end here. I've got to pack up, get home, and get back to work. I'm so tired. Oh, but I'm back. So I sold $930 in total at the farmers market, which is really, really good. Right at the end, I had 4 bouquets left, and I gave one of them to the stall that was next to me. And then a couple of women were like, "Oh, do you have any bouquets left?" when I was packing up. And so I just gave them a couple that were blown open and weren't going to sell anyways. And they were like, "Oh, thank you so much. What do we owe you?" And I was like, "Nothing, just take them. They're blown open. I can't sell them." But then they gave me $10, so that's why it's not in $20 increments. It's $930. I was like, "Oh, just come buy bouquets from me in the future." Sometimes like a little thing like that actually can be a good deal for you as a business, And I reserve the right to run my business with kindness. I want to be the change that I want to see in the world, so I'm going to put some kindness out there. In other news, everybody was really nice today when I was kind of coming out as trans. One of the things that I've noticed on the HRT is that my cry threshold has changed a lot. I've cried more in the last year than I pretty much have in my entire life, and I was kind of feeling the happy tears when I was driving home. I was like, "Oh, everybody was so nice." I only saw the stand as I drove by it there. I just peeked inside, and it looks like it's an absolute mess, and there's maybe 6 or 7 bouquets left, and they're all everywhere. So I'm gonna go take a look at those, get my golf cart so I don't have to walk. I'm gonna harvest some bouquets. I don't want this video to go on forever, so maybe I'll just do a little summary on the screen of how much I ended up selling in total, and I'll call it here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about something.